Hey, today we're going to talk about what I get questions about all the time, which is shoulders versus shoulders. Hey, welcome to the channel today. Look, I do a Zoom session with a group of students every single month called Single Plane 30. It's a 30-day progressive training program that a couple hundred students will join me every month, and we virtually coach them for 30 days every single day. And you get accountability, right? So what happens is they're in the program and they get a module delivered every single day to learn an element of the single plane swing. And it's all done in a structured order, and I coach the class throughout the month, and I work with all of you who are interested. If you're interested in a coaching class like that, join me in Single Plane 30. Go to singleplaneacademy.com. I'll put the information in the description below, and we'll talk about how you can get with me in this program, which is a 30-day regimented, detailed, accountable training program. But today I want to talk about a question I actually received inside Single Plane 30 from one of the students, and he wanted to know information about how the shoulders work. Now, when people talk about shoulders in the swing, my brain goes to shoulders, which is your shoulder blades back here. This is actually your back of your thoracic area. And then you have the shoulders, which is the front of the arms. And they're very different. And I think this is a massive part of confusion with the golf swing, because people are trying to create some relationship between what their thoracic body is doing rotationally and what the front of the arms are doing. And they're very independent. If you look at my shoulders, notice I can keep my thoracic part of my body still, my chest still, right? I can keep it still, but I can still move the front of my arms, shoulders, right? I can still move that. But my thoracic area is not moving. So we have this independence. And I wanted to show you this because I don't want to get caught up. And here's where I think people have trouble. Is they're trying to rotate the thoracic so much that they can't control what the arms are doing. Look at how much movement I have in the golf club. Okay, how far this club can travel without thoracic rotation. Okay, so if I go like this, and I'm not going to move my torso, but I am going to move my shoulders and my arms, look how much movement I can get without moving my torso. Okay, so I can at least go to there, and then if I add some torso rotation, you get that, right? Now, I'm not saying don't move your torso, but what I'm saying is a majority of the movement of the golf club is coming from what's happening in front of the thoracic, in front of the torso. And so some people have even said, Todd, it's an arm swing. It's not completely an arm swing. We still have to rotate in the backswing, but it's a majority of arm motion from the first part of the rotation back. It's a majority of arm motion. So my point today is, let's look at these alignments of shoulders versus shoulders, because this is where people get really messed up. And I think it's a big mistake. Part of the one major mistake of what's taught in golf is people think there is some important relationship of lining up the shoulders to the target line. And there really isn't, because there is a proper alignment of the shoulders at impact, but how you line them up here at address isn't really that relevant, and it's a mistake that I see a lot of people make. Let me show you what I find very relevant, is that we need to put our body into a tilt. Tilt's what determines where my arms go. And so look, I can do lots of comparisons of conventional golf to single plane golf, but one of the main ones that I see is one of the things we have to do is we want to get our tilt correct, because that's the tilt we're going to have at impact. Tilt, and then get our arms in front of the body. This is called flexion. My arms in front of my body. Look at my arms. See how my arm's in front of my chest, which brings my shoulder in front. Now, why is that important? Because that's where it's going to be at impact, in front and flexion. And if you come over the top, or you slice the golf ball, or whatever disastrous thing can happen in the golf swing, a lot of times it's because this arm is getting externally rotated this way, and if my arm is in flexion, it stays internally rotated. See that? So internal rotation stays in flexion, and then I can square the face. That's why I think you have to know the difference between torso, shoulders, and front of arms, shoulders. And now I'll give you a little bit of data here just to kind of solidify what I'm talking about. At address, my torso is about 15 degrees open to the target, my torso. But I want you to look at my shoulders. They're actually pointing, which you would say right, to the right of the target, but I don't care. What I care about is my arms are in flexion. My arms are in front of my body. Why? Because when I have tilt, And now let me just restate that. My torso's open, but the front of my arms are aimed right at the target, okay? So I just want you to understand that. When I take the club back, right, I have rotation, right? And I come down, my torso is now 30, 25, or 30 degrees open. And now my arms, front of my arms will appear more down the target line. So address is here, impact is here. Most important part is my arms are in front of my torso. And see how my shoulders go from looking closed to square? That's because my thoracic part of my body has opened up. It's going too fast to see it, but we'll hit one here anyway. Get everything lined up. Look at my lead arm and flexion here, and I'll swing one. But the important thing here is arms in front, which means shoulders in front. And torso is opening up, and my arms are right back in front. That's such an important relationship to good ball striking. That's what the single plane swing really does. So listen again, if you're enjoying this content and want to learn more about the single plane swing, I want you to join me in our monthly coaching program or inside Single Plane Academy. So hey, get a hold of me if you want to at toddg@gravesgolf.com. I'll put all the information below in the description of this where you can join our coaching program or join Single Plane Academy. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video.